There comes a time in our lives when everything we've carefully built starts crumbling down. Or at least that's how it feels like. The sudden realization that life hasn't really been moving in the direction that you've been expecting. The things you once counted on now seem fragile. A shift that leaves you completely uncertain of what actually comes next. It can be truly terrifying, yet in the midst of it, there's something unexpectedly freeing. A chance to start completely fresh, letting go of everything that once held us back. But how did we end up here? What brought us to the point where starting over isn't just an option, but rather a necessity? We all carry stories about who we are. Beliefs shaped by the people around us, our past experiences and familiar environments. All of this forms our sense of identity or ego that dictates all the perfect ways our life should unfold. Our expectations of success, happiness, and fulfillment. These narratives can be important as they give us a sense of direction and control. But when they fall apart, it's easy to feel like we've taken a completely wrong turn and failed ourselves. While it may feel like a sudden dramatic event, it's usually a slow unraveling brought on by self-destructive habits, unhealthy choices, or neglect of the soul's needs. It comes from these small, seemingly harmless decisions we make every single day. The ones we justify to ourselves even as we feel their weight on us. These habits slowly turn into patterns, sending us into a deeper level of comfort each time. One that will be enough to numb the growing discomfort of actually facing our problems and challenges. Each time we ignore our inner voice in favor of ease, we build the walls of our own stagnation. This will continue until the gap between who you are and who you actually want to be becomes too wide to ignore. Unfortunately, for some people, these destructive cycles will go on for many years. For others, maybe even their whole lives. It will continue for as long as we allow it to. No one else can actually stop it but ourselves. It's never easy to admit that something isn't working for us and accept that we require change to move forward. But it's one of the most powerful things we can do. A fresh start begins with honesty and acceptance. It happens when you stop living in the past or wishing for the future, hoping things were different. When you embrace where you are at this very moment without any judgment or regret. Acknowledging how we arrived at this point is not about self-blame, but rather about self-awareness. It's about seeing our patterns clearly and recognizing that just as we slid into this mess, we can climb out of it. You let go of these stories that hold you back and make room for new possibilities instead. An act of faith, choosing to trust that the unknown holds more for us than the familiar ever could. Starting over isn't a one-time event. It's a mindset, a practice, or a way of being. It's a reminder that life is not a linear path, but an ever-evolving cyclical journey. Each loss is a lesson. Each ending is an opportunity to begin again. And isn't that the beauty of it all? The pure chance to start over as many times as it takes until the life you're living feels undeniably yours. And if you can appreciate it, then no one else has to understand it.